Attends. Là, c'est bon? Ok. Attends, je sais même pas si... Oui. Vraiment en direct, là, tu peux... Ok, vas-y.
On nous entend?
Mais oui, mais ouais. Les gars, il y a que MP, je crois. Vous pouvez nous dire si vous nous entendez dans le chat? Dans le chat? Dans le chat? Non. Bah, il y a juste des waouh. Ok, ouais, c'est bon. Ok. Hi. Hello, everyone. Okay, bon, on va lancer, hein. So, hello, everyone. Welcome to the first MPTV Show. I'm a bit stressful right now. So here we are to discuss with some international students. They will share with us their experiences on their exchange life in Bordeaux. So for that we have Julia Freitag. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Fine. Really fine. So some of them are in their home country. So we will call them on the teams behind, and other like Julia are with us tonight. So Julia, can you introduce yourself, please?
Hi, I'm Julia. I'm from Sweden, and I'm a double degree student at CAT.
Okay, perfect. So we move to the first part. Julia, so you tell me where you're from. Sweden, you're from Sweden. Sorry. So what is the thing you miss the most about your country or your origin, and what do you miss the most from your country?
Probably the snow and the reindeers and the northern lights. I think these are the main points. Like, for example, today it's Lucia, and usually in December Sweden is full of snow. But here we have 10 degrees and
it rains and rains.
Yeah, sometimes it rains and then it stops raining and then it rains again. It's always a change of weather here.
Yeah. We don't have a lot of snow in Bordeaux, in France. So, Matt, can you... Do you want to say something?
No.
We can keep going now. Let's direct. So, have you ever tasted the French specialty? So, what's your favorite meal in France?
Oh, on my first day, I tried the cannelé, specialty here in Bordeaux. Then I had like quiche and different, and different pastries, and a lot of cheese, I guess.
Yeah, cheese is the better thing in France. So.
Have you ever been on the Catch campus already or no?
Yeah, like at the beginning when we had introduction days, but all my lectures have been online, so I was just there like to pick up books or when I had an appointment. Yeah, so I didn't have a real campus life this semester.
So, okay, thank you. Have you ever visited some other cities in France?
Oh yes.
Where have you been?
We had some time in the beginning of the semester, so a friend of mine went down to the Côte d'Azur, and we visited Marseille and Nice and some small villages in the mountains around Nice, and we even went to Monaco. And on Wednesday, I'm gonna go to Paris.
Okay, very cool. So you just did Monaco and Bordeaux?
Yeah, like I actually want to go to Lille to visit a friend who's from there. But then the confinement started, so I couldn't go.
Yeah. What is your best memory in Bordeaux? So far?
I think the first days were really nice when you got to know each other and you went out. And also when we went to Dune this was really cool because I have never seen such a great dune. I mean, it's the largest one we have. And it was pretty cool.
How are you?
She's funny.
Yeah.
So, how would you describe the French population?
I mean, they're not so well organized.
Oops.
No, but I think they're very warm-hearted people. And I heard that French people are kind of arrogant, or it can be an issue if you don't speak French well. And I came here with an intermediate French level, and it's totally fine. And whenever I have a question or I ask something, people help me. And I think French people also really appreciate if you learn their language. And if you're struggling, that's not an issue. No one expects you to speak French perfectly.
You're right.
So we have a little game. Charlotte, please. It's matos. So we're gonna produce some clichés about French, like the most earned cliché, and you're gonna say if you think it's true or false.
Okay.
And Charlotte will play with you.
Okay.
So first one is that the French wear a beret, like they had the French hat. Okay. Do you wear a beret?
No. This is false.
False, but I saw one woman yesterday in the park.
Yes, just one woman. You
Yeah.
can see the
So,
this is very well.
The French. Oh,
The second one, the French always walk around with a baguette under their arm.
on Sunday morning.
Really?
Yeah.
Not a lot. You're right. I never do this.
But what French people do is when they go to the bakery and then they buy like 3-4 baguettes, and on the way home they start eating the baguette.
Yeah,
This is what I'm
we love baguettes.
Do you think French people are rude?
Maybe we need to distinguish French car drivers, definitely. But French students, or like I live in a flat share with French people, definitely not.
No, I think no too.
No, not rude.
No, I'm not rude.
You have a bad experience with a car driver?
I mean, I first thought about coming here by car, and now I'm very lucky that I didn't come by car.
Coming here
Traffic
from
is
Yeah.
really okay.
Yeah. Now I came by train and ferry.
Yeah. Right.
So, no, I see that like you don't really care so much about how your cars look, and I think every car in France has some kind of damage. Okay. So I'm like, okay, I love my car too much, so I'm pretty happy that it really.
So we are all bad drivers.
It's more that you don't care so much. Like other cultures, like the Germans, they're known for like how much they love their cars. But I think for French people, it's more like, oh, mon de transport. Oui, c'est ça. And
Yeah.
also like if there's a scratch or sometimes they don't talk like really straight, and yeah, that's okay for French people.
So do you think the Frenchmen well, women, always wear a marinière, like the streets
Oh,
t-shirts?
I'm wearing them very often. So maybe I'm French.
Sorry?
I'm wearing the matinee.
Oui.
I have so many shirts.
Ah, yeah.
Like blue and white or black and white. I hope they work because I like this style.
I think
no.
I think you're right.
It's,
It's more trends or
yes, it's just clothes like the other. not a trend. Just
No.
yes.
what do you think?
Yes, I think it's a little bit of a cliche.
Yes.
And finally, the Frenchman is a fervent of the French kiss.
I mean, I haven't tested it yet.
Yes. Okay.
Charlotte?
Ça va, ouais. Not so bad.
This
This is the end of this game.
yeah, I think this is the end of this part.
Bye-bye, the pancarte.
So now we will move for the second part. We will call Edwige. think. Edwige, are you there?
Yes. Hi guys.
How
Can you
are
hear
you?
me?
How are you?
I'm very good actually. How are you guys?
Fine.
Oui. On est avec you.
So, Edwige, can you introduce a bit yourself? Where are you from? How long
Yeah.
you spent in Bordeaux?
So I'm Hedwig and I'm from the Netherlands and I'm doing the double degree at Edge in Bordeaux. And I recently went back to the Netherlands for Christmas. So right now I'm back in the Netherlands again. But yeah, I spent the rest of my time in Bordeaux and I really liked it.
Okay, thank you, Edwige. I will start with the first question, the same one that I asked you, Julia. What do you miss? What do you miss the most about the Bordeaux life and your church life in Bordeaux?
Well, I think sort of relaxing of the COVID rules, because here in the Netherlands people are quite strict, whereas in Bordeaux people don't really care. So yeah, I felt like I still had a lot of freedom in in Bordeaux despite the confinement. And here I just have to stay inside with my parents for the whole day, so that's great.
You're right. What is your favorite moments during your exchange when we were in Bordeaux?
I think when it's very difficult because I have a lot of nice notes, but I think two of them. So one was that I think the second week that I was in Bordeaux, I went with some friends of mine for a surf weekend in Minisan. That was a lot of fun. And then the second one is when I went with my friends to visit some chateaus, because they had the Portugais from a certain wine region, and it was just so good, like seeing all the vineyards and the chateaus, and yeah, that was just a really good time.
What was the chateau? Where?
Sorry?
Where? Wait, what? Where?
Where the chateau you were?
Sorry.
I don't remember all the names of the chateau, but we went to several regions. So we went to Grave and Fronsac and Saint-Emilion, and yeah, quite a few. But yeah, that was just amazing.
Sure. What is your favorite wine? In that?
Well, I really prefer the wine from Grave, actually. So I brought a few bottles of that home as well for my parents and my friends.
Julia, have you tasted this wine? Okay. So next, was there anything that surprised you during your exchange in Bordeaux? The thing that wasn't normal for you?
The inefficiency of the bureaucratic system in France. That was, I mean, I know the Netherlands is very efficient, so I knew I had to be more patient in France, but I have to be very, very, very patient in France because they're really fast and they do not make it easier for you. So because I had to move to a new apartment, and I just had so much paperwork to do for that. I didn't know it was that much. So that really surprised me, but in a negative way.
Oops. And do you have a positive thing about French people?
I feel like compared to the Dutch people, they just enjoy life a bit more. They're a bit less practical, but I feel like they try to, just enjoy life a bit more. At least that was my perception, especially in Bordeaux.
It's true, yes. So now just a few questions about your exchange at Kedge. What do you think of your distance learning courses?
Yeah, well, of course I prefer classes even at them because I only had 1 week of physical classes. So yeah, of course it was not great, but yeah, we all have to deal with it. So yeah, yeah,
You're right.
we can
It's the
really
same
do
for
anything
everybody,
about
I
it.
think. Struggle a bit. Next question: what would you like to do in Bordeaux that you couldn't do because of the lockdown? I think there is a lot of
Well, I've done quite a lot already, but I just want to go more to the restaurant, to the bar, like even more than I already did. Because it's such a nice vibe when you walk through the streets of Bordeaux and you see just everyone chilling in restaurants, like having a glass of wine, having some food, and I really miss that, and I really hope that will come back next year.
And you talk about bars. What is your favorite in Bordeaux?
My favorite bar? Oh, I don't know actually. I don't really have a favorite. Like I just like bar hopping a bit, or just see wherever I take myself, wherever it's nice. But yeah, in the city center for sure. Like in some of the streets where there are a lot of different bars, it's just a really cool vibe.
Main activities are in the city center, so we have a lot of bars and restaurants. It's cool.
Yeah, yeah.
So we have a question for us, for us, about us. Do you feel well integrated enough by our association? What do you think about the melting pot, basically?
Yeah, I think it was amazing. Like, most of my friends I actually met through the events of the melting pots. So I'm forever grateful because I met some really, really cool people. And I think if it wasn't for the events of the melting pots, my experience would not have been as good as it has been. So
thank you.
Yeah, I'm really happy, guys.
Thank you. I think we'll do a little game now, like this. Okay, on enchaîne. We do a blind test about typical French music. We will see if you know French music or not.
Okay.
Yeah, all the exchange we can participate.
Nikki, are you here?
Yes, I am.
Are you ready to play?
So, attends, on a dit qu'on qui gagne pour une grille. You have 10 seconds and you have to give us.
Alors comme ça, je m'as trompé. T'as cru que j'allais pas capter. T'as changé ta numéro comme
The
si
French song is stop.
C'est Mariana Komura, j'imagine? I guess. Sorry.
You guess.
But the thought?
No.
No.
Wrong. Edwige, do you have an idea?
I mean, I've heard it before, but I really don't know the name.
Juliana, and you? Oh, so sad. It is.
Anissa avec Weshden.
Comme ça, tu m'aimes. Attends, non, c'est chiant.
Okay, next one.
Next one.
That is Diana Komura, and I think it's 40%.
No.
No, it's not 30%. It's another one though. Oh God.
Jacob is
I'm
here.
really
Jacob
bad at this.
just
I'm
joined us.
good with names or anything.
You don't know the.
No.
Okay.
Hi, Jacob.
Hi, Jacob. How
Bonjour.
are you?
Bonsoir.
Bonsoir.
How are you doing?
Good. You?
Doing good.
So we were doing a little game, a little blind test about typical French music. So, Jacob, do you want to play with us?
Yeah, go ahead.
Next one. Less famous.
Donc laisse-moi te chanter, aller te faire. Je passerai.
Excellent.
So, what about this song? No idea?
I don't know. I usually know your French songs, but
What did
those
you
ones I
listen
don't.
about? It was Angèle et Balance ton quoi.
Oh.
You have to listen this one because it's really good. But yeah, really, I have a question. Where did you listen in Bordeaux? Or were you listening? It's not this kind of music.
Yeah.
Sorry?
Like, who were you asking this to?
Everybody.
Everybody.
Well, what music we listen to? Bordeaux.
Yeah.
Same as I do here in Sweden. I listen to Swedish hip hop and rap.
Okay.
And the next, the last
one. Oui, mais voilà. Oui, non, mais tu peux pas te reconnaître une frère parce que.
That's not a French one.
But this is from David Guetta.
David
Yeah.
Guetta is French.
Well done.
Okay, so nice. You were pretty bad.
Too bad.
Yeah, but I think like the last one is very internationally, like everyone knows David Guetta.
David Guetta is very famous.
And the others, I don't know. Like, I mean, the other French musicians that I know are maybe like Edith Piaf,
Oh, yes.
Zas, or Luan.
Oh, really? Okay.
Luan, like Avenue.
Mm-hmm.
C'est très connu.
Okay. So, Jacob, you just joined us. So, can you talk a bit about your experience? Like, where are you from?
Sure.
And,
First of all, I just want to let you guys know I usually don't wear a suit and tie for video conferences. It's just I'm on a Christmas dinner with my parents.
Okay.
So,
Thank you.
But I'm from Sweden. I study in Jönköping, which is located in mid-south Sweden. And yeah, I was in Bordeaux for 2 months until the lockdown. Had a good time. Had a lot of good wine, good food, and good company. So it was a good time.
Thank you. Okay, thank you. Same question as Edwige. What do you think about melting pot? It's your time. You can do that. You can say.
Sorry?
That's Edwige. What do you think about melting pot?
We had a good time. I think we had some good nights. Blurry nights, but it was fun. It was fun.
Okay, thank you. And what is your best memory in Bordeaux?
Shit. There are quite a few. I mean, honestly, I had a lot of fun just hanging out with both you guys in melting pots or international students hanging out at bars or restaurants or stuff like that. You know, making the most of the time we had there and trying to do the most or use the time we could to the best of our ability, considering all the restrictions and all that stuff. But hard to pick just one. But all the fun nights, I guess.
All the nights.
Yeah.
Just remember the nights in Bordeaux. Okay. And
Do you have a favorite place in Bordeaux, everybody?
everybody.
Yeah, Buddy Gun, for sure.
You
know the
Le body.
festival. And for you?
And summer we spent some time at the Miroir de l'eau.
Oh, okay.
So it was nice also because it was pretty hot when we arrived here.
Yeah.
And at least a bit of water.
Yes, it's a beautiful place. And Yeah, about catch. What do you think about? What is your best? Yeah, we don't really have memory at catch, but what is your best part about catch? The catch courses or catch campus? What do you think about catch in general? Jacob, can you answer?
I think I've had some good professors who've worked at successful and interesting companies that I've learned a thing or two from that I will bring up in my professional career later. That's probably the main thing that I would say is the best thing of catch. Again, we weren't there so much anyway, so it's hard to just pick one thing with catch in general, but that thing I would say something I would bring up.
Okay, thank you. And just last question for you. What is your a priori? Ouais, ouais. Non, c'est Moment de latence. Voilà.
Like before you came to Bordeaux, did you have any fears or something you were a bit afraid about France or French people?
Thank you much for helping.
Probably that I don't speak French.
What?
Well, I mean, like, what my expectations were of people, what I was afraid of, or what was the question?
Before you came to Bordeaux, did you have any fears or expectation about French or French people? Yes, prejudice.
Expectations. Well, I don't know. I expected it to be a fun city, and because I mean, I had some friends who studied in Bordeaux last year and said it was a fun city. So I had high expectations of the city for that sake of matter, but I don't know. I've been in France for a couple of times before, so I knew the culture and all that stuff before, I guess. So nothing really special in particular, I would say. Besides that.
Julian, did you have any prejudice?
Yeah, actually, I was a bit worried that people don't want to understand me because I'm not fluent in French. But the opposite was the case. So I'm very positively surprised.
And yeah, interesting. If you have to remember one thing about French people, what would it be? This question is for everyone. Everyone can answer. Maybe they don't understand.
So what is the one thing about French people that you will remember?
Yes.
Yeah.
Your
One
accent.
thing. Thank you, Vicky.
More difficult.
Sorry?
That they make the French language even more difficult. Like, spoken French, it's so different from the French that you read. Also, if like they switch around the words and they don't pronounce all of the sounds, and yeah, like I came here thinking I could speak a bit of French, but then I just couldn't understand it.
You're right.
But yeah, I'm improving.
Perfect. And you, Julia?
I think that like really enjoying life and socializing is very important for French people.
Okay. So I think we will move for the first part. Vicky, it's your time now.
Your time to shine.
Your time to shine. So can you introduce a bit yourself? Tell us when you were in Bordeaux, like changed last year, and where are you from?
Yeah, well, my name is Vicky. I'm from Quebec in Canada, and I came in Bordeaux in January last year, so it's almost a year now. I can't believe it. And I stayed till mid-March because of COVID. I had to come back.
So it's like, I remember our last party.
Oh yeah, it was memorable. Yeah.
So same questions. What was your favorite moment during your exchange?
My favorite moment? Wow, there's so much. I guess what I really loved about my exchange was there was every night there was something to do. We could have had any kind of activities, and if you didn't plan an activity, we could just go to Gun and some people would be there and just have fun over there. So it's the fact that I never slept and I always did something.
We miss the Gun so much.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And
Maybe you have some fun story about anything that happened to you here, like an anecdote.
Fun story. I guess a fun story will be because I don't know if everyone knows, but in Quebec we speak French too, but we have a different accent. And when I came, I guess it was the first day at the airport, and I spotted the blue hoodie. And I was like, okay, I need to go with them. So that is the community I have to go. And I just started speaking French, and the melting pot dudes were like, oh shit, what is that? I know it's French, but what? So it was pretty funny to see, like, okay, she's from somewhere, I guess Quebec, but we love the accent. And that was something I was a bit scared of, because I was told that you guys didn't like her accent, but it was the opposite. Yeah.
Yeah, your accent is quite different.
Yeah, we've been told. I would walk in the streets of Bordeaux, and some people would like stop me and just ask me questions about Quebec. I was like, shit, okay, why not?
It's weird. But fun. And you, what surprised you the most about French people and our behavior?
Like how you, I don't know, maybe you just live and do whatever you want, whenever you want, and just don't care if it bothers anyone else, I guess. So that's pretty much nice, really. Yeah.
Positive things. And we did not ask Edwige and Jacob, can you talk?
Fun anecdote.
Do you have a funny anecdote,
Fun
story about your experience in Bordeaux?
There was one time we'd been out partying, or we were at a pre-party and we were going to an after party or something. I can't remember. It was pretty late, and I was with Oscar, obviously, my roommate, and two Danish guys, and we run away to the after party, and we're just gonna run into a kebab place because Oscar was hungry, and all of a sudden, as they realized we're pretty smashed, so they just turned up the volume and they just started having a massive party in there, and they turned on the lights, so we're basically having like a nightclub at the pizza place. And just started dancing and having fun in the pizza place. And I was just, I was talking to the pizza guy, and he just let me into the kitchen. So I was standing in the kitchen slicing pizzas for him and handing out to customers. So that was kind of a fun story from the night out, I guess.
It's fun. And for Edwige?
I have had so many fun moments here, like from being completely drunk with everyone to having cool home parties because of the confinement. Yeah, I can't really think of like the most funny story, but yeah, I've had so many fun moments here.
Okay. Julia?
It's actually not so fun. It's more sad because I took the wrong.
Okay.
I'm so sorry, just can you pick a bit louder for.
Yeah. Once when I arrived here, I took the wrong bus, and someone I realized that this can't be the right route. So I asked the bus driver, and he was like, "No, you're on the wrong bus. But if you go out here, you go back. You can't go to your destination." I was like, "But don't worry, I just drive you." So he drove like from his initial route where he's supposed to drive. He just drove through some other streets and dropped me at a bus stop where I have to take the right bus.
So nice.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
that's really nice.
Really nice.
I didn't think they were driving like that.
Yes.
I mean,
We neither.
yeah, it was a Sunday morning, so there were so many passengers, and it was in the end, I ended up being the only passenger in the bus, but he was like, "No, pas de souci." I just drive you there. I was like, "Okay."
Everything was great.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
Christina join us. Hi, Christina.
Hi guys,
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine.
Fine.
Thank you for being here. Can you introduce yourself, where you're from, and when did you came to Bordeaux?
Yes, I'm Christina. I did my exchange January of 2020, so right before COVID happened, and I left around March. And I'm from Toronto, Canada.
We got 3 Swedish and 2 Canadian people.
Yeah.
No, non, c'est vrai, j'avais oublié ça.
And what's your most striking memory from Bordeaux?
Most striking memory? Oh, I'm so sorry. I live in the city, so you're gonna hear engines. But striking memory, it was the day before we all had to leave because of COVID. That week before, I was in Germany when Macron said, everything's closed, you gotta come back. Justin Trudeau said that we're shutting borders too, so I thought, okay, I need to get back home. But I couldn't I couldn't leave Bordeaux without saying goodbye to my friends. So that last day before we had to leave, none of the trams were working, none of the buses were working. So we all walked the line of the tram to the city and had a picnic together by the river. And we brought all the groceries that we couldn't finish before we left. So we cooked the eggs right before we left and we brought it and we had a feast before. So it was very lovely.
Ok. So, peut-être je vais dire, what do you miss the most in your life or in Bordeaux?
Could you say that? Sorry, you cut out.
What do you miss the most about Bordeaux?
What do I miss the most?
Yeah.
I think Vicky was talking about it earlier, the lifestyle and the thought process of people. I don't know if you guys feel the same way, but in Canada, North America, it's very like hustle culture. Like everyone's on the go. You're always stressed. You have to be like 10 years ahead of what you are right now. But when I got to France, everybody was super chill and relaxed, but they were also smarter than I was. They're like more experienced. They've done more.
So cute.
And I'm sitting here thinking, why am I stressing? Like, I'm not getting anything done here, but you're getting things done there, but you're also calmer. And then when I came back, I got back to being stressed. So
You have to come back in Bordeaux.
I want to so bad.
I understand.
Oh, there she is.
And can you tell us an anecdote or a fun story about your exchange life in Bordeaux?
Funny story. I have very bad skills with directions. I can't do it. I will always be late. I will always get lost. So this one time, it was near the wine museum. There was a spin class that my friend wanted me to go to. So I said, okay, and I don't know the way there. So I left like maybe an hour earlier than I would have left, thinking I'm gonna be late if I don't do that.
and I'd never taken the bus before. So that was the first time I tried the bus, and I didn't realize that the streets were one way and that buses going in both directions, some at the same place, even if they have the same number. So I got on the correct bus number. It just was going the wrong direction. So I was on that bus for maybe 40 minutes before I realized I was in a completely different area. No idea where I was. So I got off, got on another bus, came back, and I noticed the tram B. So then I thought, okay, I've done this before. I can get there. I have 45 minutes to make it to this class. I'll be fine. I get on the tram. I'm thinking I'm okay now. The next stop comes. I realize that I'm going the wrong direction in that one too.
Oh no.
And so I thought, okay, I need to try one more time. So I get off. I order an Uber, and I'm waiting 10 minutes. The Uber's not here, and I'm thinking that's weird. And then I realized that I put the pickup location as my drop-off location, and so they were circling where the spin class was, not where I was. And I had like maybe 5 minutes to get to this class, so I thought it's fine. Like I'm just not gonna go. And I turned around to walk back home, and I didn't see the bench, and it was in like this busy intersection too, and I just fell over that bench, and I just sat on the floor. I was like, this is the end of my day. I'm going home. I'm not doing anything else.
It wasn't a good day.
So after that, I checked which direction the bus is going.
Buses are really tricky here.
They are.
Oh.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yes,
because we
it's
know.
confusing with the direction.
Yes, but it's a lot more convenient, I would say, than Toronto public transportation. It's a lot quicker too.
Why?
Why?
Because you see like the bus number, but the direction is sometimes not obvious.
Oh yes. I think we are used
Yeah.
because
Yeah, I mean,
because
if
we
you know it once,
Yeah.
you don't really have to.
You're right.
Yeah.
So
I have a question for everybody. If you have any advice for like a next generation of students that will come to Bordeaux, if you have a piece of advice, maybe like Julia.
Don't be afraid to speak French. You can just learn the language by speaking, and choose the courses that you're most interested in, and join the melting pot. Subscribe to their
very good
And
idea. Get to events.
Judy's. And join the melting pot.
Thank you.
Thank you. What event do you like the most? Which one?
Yeah, I think it's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still
So
impressed.
pretty good. The only event.
Any other advice, maybe?
Vicky, it's not.
Yeah, I would say like don't miss out on the first events of the first week. The first week, I guess that's where I made most of my friends, and that's where I met most of melting pots too. And like you make lots of friends, so you can go to lots of activities afterwards. So that would be my advice.
Yeah.
Same with
If I were to give advice to that would be similar, like don't be afraid to go to the events. I didn't know anyone that was going to Bordeaux, going to France. So I was always a little hesitant to go to the parties because I knew I would be the only one there that knew me. But again, like you go there, I made all of my friends at the parties too. I made all my, and then they ended up being in my classes. So then I had people to do group projects with. And I still talk to all of the friends that I had there. So yeah, definitely go to all of the shotgun parties, all of the events in the first week. Get to know the melting pots. They're super, super nice and very friendly. Yeah.
Thank you. That's right. Thank you, Christina. And you, the Edwidge, maybe, do you have an advice for their next student?
Yeah, being from the beginning of COVID, I would just say try to enjoy as much as you can because Bordeaux is an incredible city and a time like Erasmus, you will probably only do it once in your life. So just try to make the most of it because it's over before you know it. And in our case, it was completely different from we expected and even shorter than we expected it to be. So yeah, just enjoy it to the fullest. Yeah, I guess that's the best advice I can give.
Thank you. Thank you. And for Jacob. Last
Yeah, I probably agree with Hedwig, especially like being from Europe. And I mean, you've been to France and been around in Europe and all, but it's a whole different thing once you live in another country like you do in Bordeaux, and really just make the most of the time you have there and go to every party or visit every vineyard or try whatever and enjoy the time you have there, because sooner or later, you know, things might happen like it did for us. We had to leave 2 days later just due to the lockdown. So you never know what's going to happen next, and just try to enjoy it while you have it, while you can, I would say.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Without being too, I mean, I don't want to seem like the world is going to end tomorrow, but you know, but just make the most of it while you can.
You're right. So now we move to a little game. Yeah, just questions, funnier questions. Vicky, or no, for a question or for everybody, I think. What is your best French catchphrase when you're seducing someone in French? In France,
When you're what?
seducing someone.
Seducing. Oh.
In French. You have to do it in French.
I don't know anything that starts with du coup.
Du coup. Christina,
Yeah.
maybe? Une catchphrase en français.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't think I've tried to seduce anyone in
Yeah,
French.
seduce or
I don't know, think about it.
just the first talk, like not seducing. Just talk with someone. La phrase d'accroche, comment on dit? Like
From
hello. Just catchphrase in French.
I don't know. I don't speak French, but I always just say comme ci, comme ça.
Great example.
Because all French people get mad when I say it, because apparently nobody says that anymore. So.
Comme ci, comme ça. Personne dit comme nobody say comme ci, comme ça. Do you have one message? Maybe.
Well, honestly, even though living in France, I almost never speak French because I mostly hang out with the international students. So I wouldn't spoke English actually.
So sad.
Yeah.
For
I mean, I think I'm living with French people, so
talking French.
That's good. I think important phrases are pas de problème, pas de souci. And it's also like sometimes French people talk to me and I don't understand what they want. Some they just want me to watch their shopping cart, and then always first line is Lilian. This is always a thing. You are sometimes they want you to keep the door of the elevator open. Lilian. Merci.
Good one. Next question, maybe. What is your favorite French movie? Oh, have you ever seen one?
Best French, I would say anything with Jean Jardin. I love him. Like Où est-ce is freaking funny.
Jean Jardin. Okay.
Yeah. Love him.
All movies. Everything. What is your favorite movie with Jean Dujardin?
I guess Prisonniers or
Sure, why?
yeah. Yeah, that was awesome.
And Julia?
I think Les Intouchables. Yeah. This is a good one. It's a nice story.
Yeah.
Yes, famous one.
Really, really well. The others, have you ever seen a French movie?
Yeah, so I watched this French movie. I don't remember the French name for the movie, but in English it's called The Climb. And it's about this guy who has zero experience and then is going to climb the Mount Everest for a girl, which was like super fun. But it's actually based on a true story, so I was quite surprised.
I think I know this movie.
We don't know this.
Yes, Dynamite Doing.
So we do another little game now, the Fast and Curious. Do you know the rules? So we give us two words, and you have to choose one. Like pick one,
But
quickly.
The first thing that came in your mind.
you don't have to
So Julia, we start with you. Tacos or burger?
Tacos.
Bordeaux, Paris.
Bordeaux.
What a question. Croissant or pain au chocolat?
chocolatine.
Chocolatine. Un des sujets. Okay. Next one. Wine or beer?
Cocktail.
More expensive.
Fancy. Vicky, your turn.
French kiss, French fries.
Yeah, French fries.
French boy or Canadian boy?
Ooh, that's a good one. I would say Canadian. I'm sorry.
Okay. Instagram or Twitter?
Instagram.
So Europe or Canada? America.
Ooh. Europe.
Bar or club?
Bar.
Beige now. The next one.
Yeah.
Vodka, whiskey.
Whiskey.
Bordeaux or Paris?
Definitely.
Bordeaux.
Spring break or Christmas? Sorry, we didn't hear you.
Spring break. Spring break. Okay. Twitter or Instagram?
Instagram.
Catch Bordeaux or catch Marseille? That's okay.
So, Christina, same thing. French kiss, French fries.
French fries.
Bordeaux, Paris.
Bordeaux.
Beach volley or ski.
Skiing.
Boat or boat or plane?
I'm sorry, you cut out. What was that?
Boat or plane? Traveling
Plane.
by boat. I'm just a little simple. Yeah, but, pop music or rock music?
Pop music.
Bar or club?
Club.
Oh, yes. Jacob. Do you hear us? Because,
What?
okay, so we can put it on.
Yes.
Okay. Wine or beer?
Un grand blanc beer, s'il vous plaît.
You
Or
had
something like
catching,
that.
you had a catching phrase.
Ah, comme c'est comme ça.
Party or after party?
Party.
Bordeaux or Paris?
Although I hate Paris.
Why?
People are so rude. Like even more rude than French people are. Like in general.
Okay.
Bordeaux is really nice though. I like it.
Yeah, I
What
agree.
is nice in Paris?
Right?
Mhm.
French girl or Sweden girl?
Ah, I can't leave my Swedish girls. I don't want to fly, you know.
Okay. Tacos or burger?
Swedish meatballs.
Okay. Okay. Okay, but this is the end of this little game. So I think it's the end. So thank you very much
Thank you, guys.
for being here with us tonight and answering our questions. Do you want to share another thing with us or a question? Or do you have a question? Question?
Well, I would just love to give you my love, and I just want to say that after talking to my Canadian friends back when I came back home and I talked about my exchange, I really had one of the best one I have to say when compared to them because of you guys, because you made living in Bordeaux really, really nice with all the parties and all the activities that you guys pitched in. So I was sad when I went to visit another country on the weekends, and I was glad to come back to Bordeaux because of you guys. So I just want to say lots of love, and I loved it because of you, and you're doing a great job.
Very thank you. Thank you very much. So nice. We love you too. Yeah, but I just have the last thing to say. I don't know if you saw it on Instagram, but we create a new page, like the Exchange War page on Instagram. This is an event that will begin tomorrow. So if you want to participate to some friends with
It's gonna be very fun. You're gonna have to do 2 challenges with like your buddy or alone, and you have to maybe some prize to win. It will be very fun, and it would be very great if you participate. And it's against the Marseille students, so it would be great if you win. And voilà. And it's on Instagram, so also check out the page, the Exchange War.
Follow the page is really important.
Follow the page.
Follow the page, the Exchange War page
On Instagram right
C'est
now.
pas une page, c'est un account. You understand?
On Instagram.
Comme ci, comme ça, les enfants.
Comme c'est comme ça.
Voilà. And it was great talking to you guys. Thank you very
Yeah.
much.
It was really great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
you.
Thank you.
Bye.
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 to see you again. Bye.
Bisous.
So I hope it was interesting for you. You learned a bit more about the exchange life in Bordeaux, and don't hesitate to ask us questions about melting pot on the page. And that's it, I think.
Did you have a great time, Julia?
Yes, I had. It was a fun evening. Merci à vous.
Merci à toi.
Thank
Bye,
you guys.
guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Comment on fait? Pas du tout. J'ai